I'm Tiura Evans with Sourcing Interest Group, and welcome to our Inside Source Executive Video Series. With me today is Jill Zunshine, and Jill is the Vice President of Global Procurement for the Americas for Hewlett-Packard. Jill, welcome.
Thanks, Dawn. It's great to be here today.
I'm so excited. I just saw you present, and you're a marvelous presenter. So first off, I want to thank you for that. You had that room enthralled with your presentation, so it was a wonderful way to first see you perform.
Thanks, Dawn. I appreciate the opportunity. It was a lot of fun.
Good. So, VP of the Americas for HP. Can you tell me, how did you get into that kind of role?
So HP has a global procurement organization that really has indirect and services spend for the corporation. And they were seeking someone with my type of background, actually with the outsourcing and services background. And it was a great match. You know, the role was appealing. HP had a need. As I talked about in my presentation, we have this philosophy that Nick Gunn developed, which is import, develop, export. So I'm an import, right? And now, you know, bringing some of the skills that I had from the outside to HP.
That's marvelous. So tell me about your background before HP then.
Before HP, so my career is in procurement, supply chain, operations, and IT. And I've really gone cross-industry, so I spent time in the financial services industry as well as consumer products, telecom, and manufacturing. And that's all been really helpful at HP since HP is selling into all those industries.
So you have the Americas, so that would be Canada and all the nearshore destinations in the South as well, right?
Absolutely, and the U.S.
And
can't forget about that.
I can't forget the U.S. So what is it like? With global procurement at HP, you have all the Americas. Do you buy all over the world? Do you source all over the world?
Well, we do have a global operating model, and it's deployed regionally, so that's the role I play in Nick Gunn's organization. And yes, we do source globally. I would say about half of what we source is in support of end customers, so outsourcing deals in the ITO, BPO, and app space for our services business. The rest is for internal use by HP. And so we leverage both sides of that equation, you know, having the indirect spend and the services spend, to look at a common supply base that can really deliver to us globally.
So if you're talking about sourcing success then at HP, what defines success then for you?
Well, at Global Procurement, really, we have thought about our value proposition, and Nick's been a strong advocate of running procurement like a business. So Nick Gunn has really set out our value proposition to be 4 pillars. The first is operating margin improvement. So we absolutely have to do that as procurement professionals to get a seat at the table. But additionally, we look to enable revenue. And so we have a unique function, which I lead in the Americas region, called deal support, actually sitting with the sales team on the deal as an extension of them, sourcing all the third-party suppliers that are going to go into a customer outsourcing engagement. We also run programs globally, travel and print, so we're serving all the HP employees with those types of programs, and sustainability and innovation, which are long tenets of HP's culture and commitment. We have also incorporated that into our organization design and as a culture and a priority for global procurement.
So you live in Manhattan.
I do.
But I've been to your headquarter building in California many times. So how do you manage that?
Well, you know, the great thing is that HP actually uses our own technology to have a distributed workforce. And the model that we have in global procurement is really one where we leverage some in-country presence, but also we use shared services, you know, just like we sell to our external clients. We also use shared services in low-cost locations in this region and in the other 2 regions. So we are a large and distributed organization, and we use technology to keep us all connected.
Wow, that's so wonderful. So your team is all over the world then, or all over the Americas?
Absolutely.
That's neat. So a conversation we always have is, does procurement or should procurement have a role in outsourcing? And some people say absolutely positively, they're the right ones, and other people say no, outsourcing should belong to the business units. What is your take on that?
I think absolutely yes. So at HP, we think so strongly, we feel so strongly that we need to have this function that we actually have invested these regional, you know, talent pools in the outsourcing business. So we have a team that is sitting side by side with the sales team and the solution architects on the deal, but we also believe that it's important to partner. So, you know, procurement is a seat at the table with the business. There are also other functions that are important, and like you've brought the legal community into this SIG event. They're a key participant in the whole outsourcing equation. So is HR. Often a lot of people issues involved in outsourcing transactions. So absolutely, emphatically, you know, HP believes, I personally believe that we must have procurement at the table for outsourcing, and we must also do it in collaboration with others.
So outsourcing reports in to the same area that procurement does then? It's all together?
In HP, yes.
Okay.
So we have all of the talent in one organization for indirect and services procurement.
What about in other companies you were at before? Was it the same way? Because we're not hearing a lot of companies have progressed to where you are today yet.
Well, HP's pretty progressive. Other companies where I've worked have actually had outsourcing in procurement and partnership with the business. So, you know, IT is an example. A lot of IT organizations like to have people on the deal. And it's good, it's healthy, because you need technical expertise to evaluate that supplier and make sure that you're getting what you need when you do app dev or ITO. However, you know, procurement has a unique role to play, a set of skills, and, you know, with our talent development approach, really building up our strategic thinking and influencing skills, as well as our business acumen and relationship building skills, it's been really powerful to have us have a seat at the table.
So I want to talk about your talent management because I was so intrigued in your presentation. Import, develop, export, which means you're going to lose resources that you just spent all this time into developing. So how is that working and why?
It works because if you think about making decisions as a leader, the more different things you know, you can more effectively connect the dots, make better judgments and better decisions. And we also view it as, you know, now we're a talent pool for the whole corporation. We're not just training people for procurement, we're training people for HP to have a successful career, you know, and people can move. And that's appealing to people. I mean, people enjoy learning new things and growing, and we've designed this program, Procurement Capabilities, to allow that to happen.
So how great then, too, you train someone, they love procurement, then they get an opportunity to go into the business unit, and then they're speaking your praises. It's also, I mean, it seems to make good logical sense. It just seems hard to want to grow these people to know that they're leaving.
It's part of the relationship management skill, right? As you place those people out in other parts of the organization. Now, when someone asks a question and says, when I need procurement, where do I go, what do I do? We have a ready answer. Someone's sitting internally as part of that organization.
That's great. I love that idea. So this has not been a career choice for a lot of people until, you know, really the last 10, 15 years. Just, you know, people didn't say, I want to grow up and go into sourcing. So when young people are coming into you today and you're talking to them about procurement, do you see a huge future for people? Are you excited about bringing people into procurement? Do you see how it's evolving? Just tell me your views about that.
Absolutely. It's a phenomenal field. If you think about the fact, especially the way HP is engaged on these customer deals, I mean, I sent a 22-year-old college grad right out of college into a customer site, a live sales deal, you know, doing due diligence, reading through customer contracts, helping advocate right there, touching the customer. That's exciting. You know, a lot of people never get that close to a real customer, but I think it's compelling. And because Nick has set it up to be run like a business, it is appealing. You know, on any given day, people will be doing a variety of things, managing a relationship, developing a strategic plan, you know, negotiating. That's still a core and a fundamental piece of what we do, but also those influencing skills. How are you going to advocate and get a seat at the table at very senior levels in a large technology corporation?
So then are you looking for people that come out with sourcing or supply chain degrees, or are you looking for certain talent sets and with different degrees that can go with it?
We do both, actually. We do recruit from some of the schools that have sourcing and supply chain programs, but we also recruit people with different backgrounds. One of the people I interviewed last year has a marketing degree, came into the company, came into global procurement, phenomenal. So just getting that mix of skills, then you have an array of talent, and you give them a problem to solve. You see the marketing person will solve it in maybe a more creative way. The technologist will use technology to make things efficient. And you know, you really get a much better blend if you get this hybrid of skills.
That's such a great way to do it. So talk about your development plans. How do you develop your people? Is it purposeful? Is it, obviously it's purposeful, but tell me about your program, and is it training? Is it certain classes or certain skill sets you're trying to develop in people?
It's all of the above. So a lot of the training is experiential, and so that's why we invested in creating the Procurement Capabilities organization. They've actually helped us to think about the career roadmaps. So every single job in global procurement now has a job description, skills, here's what's needed. This is the certification you should go get if you want to be promoted into this role or rotate into this role. So there's a very deliberate plan, and it's, you know, each leader's responsibility to lay out that plan from day one. Someone new joins the organization from the inside, from the outside, lay out the plan, be deliberate about how we help people get there. Then experience. You know, people learn by doing.
Right.
So we do put people on stretch programs and assignments, you know, try to get people that might have a local focus on a global project team to really build them out, as well as some classroom training. But we do a lot virtually, you know, trying to use our own technology to make sure we can deliver training quickly, effectively, cost-effectively, and to the desktop.
So succession planning, is that how you solve that? Because people can see where they can evolve in the organization, or do you also have succession planning for certain key positions?
Actually, we do. So, you know, our goal is to have, you know, ready successors on the bench, at least a couple for each of the key roles in the organization. And we'll be going through an activity that we do every year where we lay out who's going to take that role next and make sure that we're developing and grooming that person for that role. And that's very exciting for people when they know that we're investing that time, caring for them and figuring out where they go next. And hey, it's also, you know, operationally it's better because when you do successfully place someone and export them, you need to be able to have continuity and keep moving quickly. If you have a couple of successors, you can readily plug them in and move on.
So what about you? If you export yourself, where would you go?
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I love working for HP. You know, it was a deliberate choice. I mean, Nick Gunn really is a charismatic leader who has the vision to have set out, you know, an unusual procurement organization. This is not your average procurement organization. It's not. And so I think Nick created a compelling vision, which drew me there. You know, HP's culture is phenomenal. It's a fun place to work. People are supportive. You can experiment, try new things. You know, all you have to do is ask, and everyone has been phenomenally supportive as I came in.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, we're out of time, but I want to thank you for your time today, and I certainly want to get you up, I think, on our big stage talking about talent management. Do you think that might be something we could do?
Great, I'll check with the communications executive. She says yes, right? Yes,
yes,
absolutely. I'd be delighted. Thanks for the invitation.
Oh my goodness, I think it'd be an all-day event, but I think we'll have to keep it to a keynote, but I'd love to have you on center stage.
Thank you, Dawn. I appreciate it.
So wonderful. Thank you. And this is Dawn Evans. I'm signing off for today, but I hope to see you on our video series very soon. Thanks and have a great day.